In the fog-laden village of Hollow Brook, there was a house that everyone whispered about. Perched on the edge of the forest, the old stone manor was known as the Vanished House. It was said to appear only on certain nights, emerging from the mist as if it had slipped through time itself. No one dared to go near it, no one, that is, except for Alex. Alex was new to Hollow Brook, drawn by stories of the strange and unexplained. The more he heard about the Vanished House, the more it intrigued him. Locals warned him not to look for it, to avoid it at all costs. But curiosity got the better of him, and one misty night, he set off with a flashlight and a notebook, determined to uncover the truth. As he approached the forest, he felt an eerie chill settle over him. A thick, unnatural mist rose, swirling like tendrils of smoke. Suddenly, there it was, the Vanished House, looming before him, silent and still, its windows dark as though no one had entered in ages. Pushing open the heavy wooden door, he stepped inside. The air was thick and cold, as if time itself had stopped. The rooms were filled with furniture draped in sheets, and dust hung in the air like forgotten memories. As Alex wandered through the house, he began to feel as though he were not alone. Shadows moved in the corners of his vision, always just out of reach. And then, he saw something that stopped him in his tracks. A mirror in the hallway, large and ornate, with a golden frame. But it wasn't his reflection staring back at him. In the mirror, he saw a woman with dark eyes, dressed in clothing from another century. She held a candle, and her gaze was intense, almost pleading. Before he could react, the room around him grew colder, and a whisper filled the air, a voice faint and full of sorrow. "Help me," it said. Shaken but resolute, Alex tried speaking to her. "Who are you?" he asked. She didn't answer, but her gaze shifted to a door at the end of the hall. Compelled by something he couldn't explain, he moved toward it. The door creaked as he opened it, revealing a small, dusty room with a journal on the floor. He picked it up and began to read. Each entry told the story of a woman named Eliza, who had once lived in the manor. She wrote of loneliness, strange happenings, and ultimately, of a betrayal by someone she had trusted with her life. Her final entry was written in shaky handwriting. "I am trapped here, caught between worlds. If anyone finds this, please remember me. Please set me free." Realizing he had uncovered the spirit's tragic story, Alex felt a surge of determination. He took the journal to the mirror and held it up, showing her that he understood. Her reflection softened, a hint of gratitude flickering in her eyes. She reached out toward him, her hand pressing against the glass as if it could break the barrier between them. And then, just as suddenly as he had entered, Alex found himself standing outside the Vanished House, his hand clutching the empty air. The mist began to lift, and the house faded once more into the fog, leaving no trace behind. Back in town, he told no one of his experience. But sometimes, he would see a glimmer in the fog, a brief glimpse of Eliza's face in shop windows or puddles, as if she were thanking him for releasing her. The Vanished House was never seen again, but its mystery lingered, whispering of a soul that had finally found peace.